Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to play my own course. This is Te Katipo, which basically means the spider in Māori. This is basically some Lidar land, which is between Taraiti and Te Arai links in New Zealand, near Mangawhai. So I've grabbed this land. Literally, it's smack bang in between, and I've made a golf course on it, which I think is pretty fun, wild old time. So yeah, I'm going to show you my thinking as well. I'll show you how I thought my way through this. So first hole, opening hole, massive landing area, very friendly drive. However, if you're feeling bold, you can take a preferred line. And it is quite friendly actually. The slopes are fairly friendly. They'll kick you down into a really nice slot to get the better angle into this green, which is actually not the friendliest opening green. If you do bomb it down the right, then you've just got to have really good distance control on your second shot of the game. If you manage to take on a scarier drive, then your angle is much nicer. Either way, you should be left with like a wedge, really. Yeah. Let's see how the swing is. Not a good swing to start, so I could be in trouble. Oh well. But it is a much nicer angle, particularly if you actually get it there. Which I obviously have not. Because of that, I could be in trouble. This could completely kick off the green. But also on this first hole I wanted to have it. It's not bad. I'll get that slope, which is good. That's lucky. I was going to say over the back of the green is just runoff. It doesn't really put you into a bunker, which is something I also wanted on the first hole, just to ease you into things a little bit. Not too difficult. And so it's not actually that hard to birdie this hole, but it's a very easy par. Hole 2, par 3, longish par 3. So you need the long iron or the wood to get there, when you're going to be left with a short iron into the first hole. And to some of the pins you could need a bit of shot shaping. You don't really need it. It's a pretty friendly actual green. Like, it obviously all basically kicks you into the middle, except for that back right. You could end up in the bunker. Obviously the access to the green is restricted a little bit on this one, so let's see if this will run up there. If I get this right. I've pushed it a little bit. Yeah, I pushed it too much. It's not going to catch the slope. A little bit further left, it'll kick on, so that's disappointing. But that's right. Another fairly easy par on that one, because the green's very receptive. Basically anything in the heart of the green you easily two-putt. Now this is a bit trickier. A bit of a trickier drive. It's actually quite a narrow, it's a fairly narrow landing area. And there's a little bit of luck involved. Like, you know, you say you hit right here on the hump, this could kick you way down to down here. You obviously want to use either of these slopes to get it coming around to the left and hold you there, otherwise you've got a blind second. And this really is a preferable angle, but it is a pretty open green either way. That should be fine. That should be just nice. It'll bound up and over here. Look at it go. Come around. We'll be on a slight angle of a slope, but good angle at the green. This is very friendly here. You can just roll down. This less friendly, like you can actually stop up here, but There's actually a bit happening on the green. You do have to pick your spot pretty well, but it is friendly enough. Haven't played this a bit. I know I want to be under the hole. I do want to be a bit further left though, I think. That's okay though. So an easy enough start. This is a very short par 4. I've got a couple in a row actually. The driver's not really to play. Like, it's hard to avoid danger. You can go over here, actually, to this pin position, and with this wind, if you do bomb it up here, you've got a good chance of it. It often kicks down here and ends up close to here if you get it right. I'll probably try it. If you want, there's a layup here on this little plateau, and it gives you full access to the green. It's one of the only places that you can fully see the green, and it leaves you a full wedge. Down here you often can't see exactly where you're going, except for maybe this pin and maybe the third pin position, something like that. Let's try this. It looks pretty good actually. Might kick a little bit further left than I'd hoped. Ah well. Hopefully it does the business and comes around. It won't. Pretty tricky second now. I actually have no idea. I have no idea how far to pull this back. Let's try somewhere like this. This could go way past. Slow down, slow down. It is way past. And that's the other thing, this is drivable, but it's a niggly enough green that if you're in the wrong place, then you could be in trouble. Okay, I really liked this hole. This is one of the first holes I found when I was looking at this plot, and I just loved it straight away. I've played around with it quite a bit, but it's a big wide landing area out left if you want it, but if you do want to take on this sloping, which isn't always hard to hold if you get it wrong, you kind of want to do it for the green, where the green position is, because the green is pretty treacherous, these runoffs at the front, the way that it's tucked in here. I mean, do you want to be coming from that angle, or do you want to be coming from this angle? Yeah. Some people might say the angles are a bit too extreme on this hole. I just love it. I loved how this hole turned out. I'm going to come back to, let's go with a partial driver. Something like that. That should work quite nicely. It'll go up and over this little hill, and it should settle quite nicely down in here. Look at that. And even then, it doesn't actually leave you with the friendliest shot in the world. You might want to leave yourself with a full wedge in. But yeah, just thinking about having a blind second or not, basically. Now this is a par 3, usually a wedge, but it's half blind. So this pin you can just see peeking over the top, one over here. There's a pin down about here, which you can't see from this area. And so it'll be a case of, you know, having the old green maps and knowing that it's there and having to trust yourself, basically. I originally had the pins. I originally had a pin here, and it was completely blind. And I had a couple of, I placed like a rock or two here for certain pin positions, but I changed my mind. I decided it should be half blind instead, and I like how it's turned out. Might not have hit it. Didn't hit it. So I liked how that ended up looking, that hole. Okay. First par 5. It's my cat. My cat's chilling. So there's actually basically these trees. I mean, the fairway goes to there, so you'd know that you can basically hug these trees as much as you want. So sort of partially blind drive. Ideal line if you're wanting a second shot is actually to thread in this bunker that you can see cutting in. Just go left of it. I mean, you can go further out here if you want, but it's not really reachable on the second if you do. So, you know, as you can see, you can, if you're out with a member, you'd say, you can hug those trees, mate. And sure enough, you can hug the trees. That is about the perfect line, just to give you a good chance of getting it up on the green and getting it to stop kind of where you want. Now it's a niggly in betweenish shot, but shit happens. Still takes a heck of a second. That's going to be in the bunker to be where you want to be, but then there's some real fun shots that you can play. I'm going to try to use that back slope. And come back. Yeah, there's some fun ground game to be had on this course, I think. Just snuck in. Okay, I love how this sets up with where the sun is, the low morning sun, the views. I think it's quite cool. I love how it looks. Again, split fairway. This is the trickiest pin, as you can see. It's very niggly. And to here, I took to using a 3-wood lane into this area. You can bomb driver up here, but that angle sucks and the runoff is quite tricky. You can lay it back even further if you want, an even longer shot in. I like taking 3-wood and it bounds down here quite nicely. This wind's a little bit tricky, but it should bound down and have. It's not going to that time. Usually goes around and has a little bit of a flatter lie. But yeah, you can see coming from that angle, that's a very difficult area to hit, and you almost need to lay back here and just leave yourself a tricky second. At least from this angle, you can, you know, just hope to judge it right. But this lie is not good, and that's bad. That could end up way off the back potentially. Yeah, and that's the difficulty of this green. It's a short par 4, but it demands a very accurate second shot. Particularly to these pins up the top. The 9th, second par 5, split fairway again. There is a theme there. This one can bring the waterway into play if you want to take this tiny sliver. It is and isn't. I mean, if you want to break the course, you go out here. It's not ideal for the way the green sets up. You know, you can see how the green sets up this way. It's a very long, thin green. This is genuinely there in real life, and the water does come around this side. It doesn't come in down this side. This is all land. It's greener in real life, but yeah. So this makes it definitely a shorter shot in, and it is easy to hold. It all slants the right way. But I will take the safe option here and take the preferred angle, but a slightly longer club in, because it is an even better angle, and it's 5 wood. It's not that bad. Everything here, even if it looks flat, tends to kick you right towards the water. And it was slow, but case in point. I'll just give it another crack then. That's better. So that's a little bit annoying. Should be better than that. Good save. It's very, very gettable par 5, but you can also do that. This hole, you've got all the world if you want to lay back, which could actually be the best play, to leave it back here. But it is another green where you just gotta. By the way, all these greens basically natural. I barely touched them. I just did some minor flattening, but I found all these green sites on the land. It's there in real life. That some of them can be a little bit wild. With this pin, I quite like coming into this higher section and maybe like a partial landing in here and just rolling up onto here. That's what I'll try to do. Might be a little heavy. Oh, that's alright. That's good. That slope will hold it up a bit. It should be on pretty flat land. Nice. There we go. Not too bad. Not too shabby. This is scarier than it seems, I think. I mean, it is split, but again, there's all the world short, and then you just choose if you're wanting to go for it or not. And I feel like it's, depending where the flag is, will tell you where you really want to be, which side of the mound, what access you might get to each pin position. This one, you can actually go either side with this pin. If you do go left, you might be a bit blinded, but you actually get a better angle with where the green is. Ever so slightly, and it'll only be a wedge. I might just have a view if I get enough of it. Yeah, just get a view. And that angle is actually a little bit nicer. It is a slight downslope, so it could kick on a little bit. If I hit, oh no, I've left it short. It's very annoying. I was hoping to hit that red slope and have it kick on nice and close. I really liked this hole as well right from the start. Sort of this infinity greenish, really intimidating looking par 3, which does demand accuracy. There is, I think, one pin where you can't actually see the pin on this one as well, which might be this one down here, which is also the friendliest pin position in that you've just got a wedge and you've got quite a few helping slopes. And if you do aim just at the heart of the green and get the distance right, it feeds around quite nice. This is quite tricky. I think this is the 4th pin This isn't too bad because if you, I mean, this is really tricky actually, pin position, the first one. But if you end up here, it just rolls down quite nicely towards this pin. And I did like, I considered having this be a brutal bunker, and I just left it as a friendlier runoff. But this can be a real swinger, this putt here. If you get, oh no, see this, sit there, that'll do. Not a great tee shot, but as long as it's uphill, you got a chance. If you go past the hole on this one, oh no, didn't hit it. If you go past the hole, you can be dead. Okay, long. I mean, this is actually a longer par 4. It's the dog leg makes the distance seem a bit strange. These mounds were there, and I just decided to use them as a way of lengthening the hole. If you go left, I guess they can kick you left, and if you get in here, you got a better angle at the green and a better chance to get it close. But you're taking on a bit of danger. You'll see with the green slopes, it is better to come in from this side. Can be a little brutal. Well, that could be good. If I've got the right number. I guess you just hope. I seem happy. Oh, I thought it'd be a little bit better than that. Oh, I didn't realise the line was there. I probably could have judged that better. You can end up with anything from a 4 iron down to, with an amazing drive, you could end up with like a, I guess a 9 iron going into that, depending on what clubs you have. I also liked this. I toyed with a few ideas, and then I liked this blind drive to a massive open fairway. You just got to get it there, basically. Yeah, huge fairway. Kind of want to hug the right. These mounds are naturally there. I thought they worked really well. I did lift up this here to make it a bit more friendly over the back. But otherwise, yeah, at first this was going to be waste area, and I decided to extend the fairway out for friendliness. Tried to give it some beans. Okay. Oh, pulled that a little too much. Oh, I've got no idea what it's going to do from here. If I get lucky, it might come back down. Don't run too far. No, it's going to run what, miles. Please be good. Hey. Okay, back over to the other side again. It's a pretty easy hole, this one. I think this is one of the easier holes. It's I think this is respite. A little bit of respite before the final stretch. Just finding the fairway is all you really need. And I mean, with a big wind behind you, you got to think a bit more. But it's basically drive a wedge. A little bit of respite, just enjoy the views. Friendly, fairly friendly green. And a little bit of respite before the final 3 holes. This is obviously a long par 5. This bunker is death, to be honest with you. But these slopes are very friendly. Oh, I say that, but then that happens. And then yeah, as you can see, it's hard to get there. This bunker in front, not that you can see it from here, but is basically just you know, it's made to look more intimidating than it is. It's a long way short. Let's see, there is a very fun path here where you can land it near the top of this hill and it will bound around and down and get very close to this pin. It might be just too far right. It is, I think. Yeah, just too far right. It would have bounded around quite nicely if it was just a little further left. Oh, oh, oh. Left myself some serious work here. This is tricky. This is swinging. Nice. So that can often play as just a 3-shotter at par 5. Then a par 3, this bunker front right is again deadly. Oh no, that's a bad push. It might end up off the green. Yeah. I did have a worse drop away here originally, and I did smooth that slightly. Make it a little less niggly. Needs a really good tee shot to get birdie there, really. And then the last, another long par 5. Not as long seeming according to the card, but it's 13 metres up, it's going back to the clubhouse, and it's taking you on a journey, let's say. Now if you can get it over here, you give yourself a chance to get in there in 2. If you have to end up out here, it's basically a 3-shotter. So we'll see what happens. I'll give this a crack. And oh, that's unlucky. Probably could just about get it there. That there is a little Katipo I made. That's the Katipo spider. Pretty terrible artwork from me, but I'm going to go out here just because I really like the visual of going into this last hole. Made these little pathways and stuff. Yeah, I do like the visual going up. Oh no. Oh, that was lucky. Yeah, I liked this. This was all here. I liked that. I did dig this out ever so slightly to emphasise the bunker at the front, but I really like this view with the clubhouse there, and from further back you get the stair path and all that sort of thing. I think this looks quite cool. Nice way to close it out. Birdie chance on the last. I think this slope that I'm on can kick me quite a lot to the right. Oh, not quite that much. Yeah, so there you go. That is Te Katipo, my new course. Again, it's all lidar stuff. So I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, made tour where this is the TGC Tours version, which I was asked to just change some minor things with a little bit of OB around the clubhouse. So I've done that just so that CC people don't lose their shit. But yeah, that is Te Katipo. Hopefully you enjoy it, have a play, and yeah, let me know if you want me to play your course, and I'll give it a jam. See you next time.